I keep debating, like, who's worse? Is it Joyless Reed, who got fired? Katie Fang, gone. Stephanie Rule, clueless. The list goes on and on. Whoopi Goldberg, is it Joy Behar? Oh, God, Joyless Behar. It's funny and ironic how Joyless Reed and Joyless Behar both have joy in their name when they're the most miserable wretches that ever lived. Watch this clip of CNN's Abby Phillips having to cut to commercial because Anna Navarro, in her menopausal rage, goes off on another pundit there sitting next to Scott Jennings in this disastrous, reprehensible clip. Watch this.
Years of neglect and letting people walk into here without any process at all, and now you're trying to gum up the works to keep them here.
A lot of them came in. A lot of them came in with parole. A lot of them came in.
CNN polling shows 54% of Americans want Mr.
November
Abrego
polling showed
Garcia
Donald
back.
Trump won the
That's
election.
CNN polling.
November
Republic
polling,
is shifting.
All right.
We are a sovereign nation, and you cannot just come into our country illegally whenever the heck you want, because we can't do it to any other country on the face of this
Asylum
earth.
is a legal right.
If you come in illegally, you have to leave. Americans are tired of that. We do not have unlimited resources.
You know who was here illegally with a
our own people
deportation order?
first.
Marco Rubio's grandfather.
All right.
We're not talking about Marco Rubio.
Oh, now we're not? Now that's
No,
not relevant?
it's not
No,
relevant.
I'm talking
It's not
about Marco
relevant to this
Rubio because Marco
conversation at
Rubio
all.
used to be an advocate for TPS for Venezuelans, and Marco Rubio used
Well,
to
I'm
be
not Marco
an advocate
Rubio,
for
let me
Nicaraguans
tell you
and
my
Cubans.
beliefs.
No,
If
I
you
know
come
you're
into
not.
this country illegally, you are going home. Simple as that. We do not
Listen,
have unlimited resources
I think
in
a
this
lot of
country
Americans
to take care of other
There's
people.
a hell of a lot of
Hold on,
people,
guys.
other than the black
Anna.
people who were brought here as slaves who came to this country illegally.
They're
From a
not
lot
the
of
same as
different-
black people who were brought here against our
That's
will.
exactly what I
They
just said.
decided
I
to
said
walk
there is
their
a
butts
lot of
across the
people
border. There's
other
a big
than the
difference.
black
There is
people.
a big difference.
That's exactly what I
There's a
just
big
said.
difference.
That's
Shermichael,
exactly what I just said,
Shermichael
Shermichael.
and
Look and
Anna.
act indignant. That's
Okay.
exactly what
It's
I
not
just
about
said.
acting indignant.
Yes, it is.
let me
You
just
just heard me say
Shermichael.
that other than the black
Anna
people
and
who came
Shermichael.
as
You're
slaves,
high ground
there are
here.
a lot of people from many
Shermichael, I think you
countries
actually
that came
misheard
here
what
illegally.
I think you misheard what she said.
No, he purposely misheard it.
She said.
I purposely
Yes, he
misheard
did.
it. So now you're in my brain.
Shermichael, listen to me for
Is
just a second.
Is that where we're going?
You think
Shermichael,
I would
listen to me
say
for a
I who have
second.
advocated
Anna,
for black
please
people my
stop.
entire life would
Anna,
say something like that?
Anna,
Give me a
Because
damn
you've
break.
advocated for black
Anna,
people,
please
great.
stop.
Congratulations. Last time I checked, I'm black. You're not.
Okay, Shermichael.
That's right. I'm Latino, and my people are being racially profiled.
It is.
And
And do I have to remind you the history of my people?
Sure,
Do
do I
I
have
want to
to
go
know?
there?
I
Do
don't.
you really
Okay,
want to go
we're
there?
gonna
and
go to
know
break.
how I
know the
grew up?
history.
Raul, we're going to go to
You know
break.
why?
Raul
Because
Reyes,
you're
thank you very much for
kidding me.
joining us. Everybody else, hang tight.
History was not
We'll be right back.
Menopausal rage on center stage. Anna Navarro. All my Latinos out there, Trump won in record-breaking numbers, not only in the black vote, but the Latino vote especially, because I think real Latinos, and I hate even compartmentalizing, I don't believe in Latino, black, white, purple, orange, green. I don't care. The way that I've always separated people, okay? Are you a good person? Are you an a-hole? Period, point blank. Character, actions, behaviors, those are the things that I judge. Your actions, who you are, your values, your principles. Are you somebody who tells the truth? All the things that I think commonsensically are the things that most people judge, okay? But then Anna Navarro says, no. Black people came over here illegally what in God's name are you talking about, you menopausal, ridiculous, redunculous mutant of a human being? I mean, where are my Latinos out there? Latinos, please leave a comment down below. Does Anna Navarro represent you when she says, my people are being profiled. And I've worked with them. I live in California. We have a huge Latino community in California. Some of the greatest human beings I met on earth. Again, it doesn't matter if they're Latino. I'm just saying, I don't like to think like that, but I'm being kind of forced to here. Hardworking, legal, great character, faith-based mostly, true, honorable. This is a direct insult to the Latino community that has added so much to this country and done everything right, abided by the laws, systems, protocol, and processes through port of entry, like my parents. It's an insult that Anna Navarro would say that this is racial profiling when these are known criminals. I want to hear from my Latinos. I want to hear from all of you, but I want to hear from my Latinos. What do you think of what Anna Navarro just said? And I want to share this too, because I always love throwing in a Scott Jennings clip in defense of somebody. I mean, they're still slashing, they're still slashing Cybertrucks. They're still keying. They're still doing all sorts of ridiculous things to Cybertrucks. I want to share this amazing clip of Scott Jennings defending Elon Musk and DOGE because I just think it's so poignant and so powerful. Watch this.
I actually spoke to a member of the cabinet today, and I asked him point blank.
Was it Elon?
Well, I did talk to Elon today, actually. Right, yes. But I spoke to a member of the cabinet, and I said, how has the DOGE effort gone in your particular department? I'm just curious. And he said something very interesting to me. He said, apart from all, the press focuses on the programs and the grants and all that, and that's sexy. But, he said the most interesting thing that these guys have been able to do for us is we inherited a massive backlog of things that the previous administration left us, and we were unable to really deal with it because of IT issues. And he said, these guys showed up over here and they made a huge impact on our IT infrastructure, which then allowed us to clear out a backlog of outstanding issues that we were just having trouble getting to.
So wait, this is now an IT issue? No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. America wanted to see actual cuts, and now we're going to say
that. No, he just said they don't. Which is it?
No, I'm saying most Americans actually did want to see.
He's mad about the cuts.
Okay, well, I'm talking as Gretchen Carlson. I'm not talking as Dave.
A person who has
I'm my own individual. She's allowed to have most Americans would agree that they want to get rid of fraud and waste. Yes. And now you're saying that the greatest accomplishment of DOGE was that they've solved IT problems?
And I spoke to another cabinet secretary yesterday who said this has been a, quote, wonderful accelerant.
So what?
This continues.
Politicians
the program
say
continues.
Whatever they say to be able to put on a good face.
Why are you so angry?
I'm not angry. I'm frustrated.
I mean, you look enraged.
I'm frustrated like most Americans because we want to know where the cuts are.
Gretchen, let me just hit pause here. I mean, look. People get worked up at this table, yes. Yourself included, all the time. Let's not call people angry when they're simply making a point.
Well, she's very upset.
Like I just have to say that because I think that
you're blaming it on IT.
Let's deal with.
I'm not blaming anything. I'm saying it was a good byproduct.
Scott and Gretchen, just give me 1 second, okay? Let's deal with the issues at hand. We don't have to, say you're angry. You're, this. She's just making a point, okay?
Even Elon himself has said, "I'm just tech support." That whoever that Karen was, in that room. I mean, the fact that Social Security filing and infrastructure and apparatus is still being conducted in a 100-year-old mine, doesn't that tell you everything that you need to know about bureaucracy and the ridiculous laziness of government and federal workers? I'm not saying all of you. There's a lot of great federal workers out there. But if I was a federal worker, I'd be like, yeah, cut the people who aren't doing anything. Cut the people who aren't listening, who aren't adapting to the times. One thing I've always told my students, the hard skills are important. I've taught business, I've taught literature, I've taught English. I've taught everything, at the university level. Mostly I've taught business communications and business. But the number one thing that I've told all my students, because we talk about a lot of things, is you want to survive, you want to always be employable, you want to always make sure that you're an asset to markets, to your company, to your family, personally, professionally. The number one skill is adaptability. Because there's one thing that we know that is capital T true. The markets go like this, super fast. Times change like this, super fast. Look at how fast AI has developed in less than a year and a half. In less than a year and a half, it is already super accelerated. Education, which is why I'm so happy Trump eliminated the Department of Education. Remember those cartoon cars, they made those sounds? Snail pace. It moves at a snail pace, which is why we have the worst numbers. We have the worst qualified graduates coming out of, these are expensive, some of them Ivy League private universities. They don't have any employable skills. As a business owner, I experienced it firsthand. The number one skill is adaptability. And just the fact that Scott Jennings brought up, that alone is huge. Revamping the IT infrastructure, actually bringing the government into the 21st century is actually huge. They've done a whole lot more than that. But that Karen getting enraged like that, isn't that all you need to know about these people? And this is all the task and the job of, it's really the fault of the media. The media, these people are ill. They're deranged. The people who, have TDS, which is a real mental issue, these are deranged individuals, okay? And the media is just feeding them instead of remedying that, they're feeding them more illness. So here's an important question. Which is worse, the patient or the arbiter of the treatment? Because that is what we're seeing that's happening across our country. Our citizens are being fueled by illness. They're being pumped, literally like an IV into their veins, more illness. Trump is a Nazi. He's a threat to democracy. Constitutional crisis. He was right about everything. Lie after lie after lie. Elon Musk, this poor guy working for free. He's literally the Leonardo da Vinci of our era, one of the greatest innovators. You got people like Jasmine Full of Crockett saying he's dumb and he's stupid, and AOC saying he's dumb, he's stupid, when they haven't achieved jack squat in their entire lifetime. They would take 100 lifetimes for them to achieve what Elon Musk did, what he's doing with Neuralink. Not just one company, which is a trailblazer. Neuralink has changed the medical application and execution of neurocognitive diseases forever with just one company. Satellite communication with Starlink. He's given communication and internet to rural areas and countries that never in a million years would have had access to it. That in and of itself is revolutionary. SpaceX, Tesla, do I even need to keep going on? And he's just beginning. The guy's working for free, not taking a penny to help America. He's an immigrant. You claim to be on the side of immigrant. The guy's a freaking immigrant. Worked his butt off. He's working now for free because he loves America. He wants to see America succeed, a country that has given him everything. He's actually giving back in the most direct, visceral way possible, not in the fake way like Bill Gates and all these other billionaires just writing checks. In the most visceral, practical, anchored in reality fashion imaginable, he's giving back, working for free, not taking a penny. And they crap all over him. And they tell their people, the media, fueled by, illness, pumping absolute lies, falsities, atrocities, more illness into the brains of already mentally ill individuals. The true enemy, the true gangsters are right under our noses, America. This is why I'll never stop. I will never stop till my very last breath to keep fighting back, because we are so back. I'm so proud of you, America, that you made the right choice on November 5th, 2024. But they're never going to stop. They're never going to stop. They just keep coming and coming. It's like cockroaches. Not even a nuclear bomb's going to get rid of these guys. They just keep coming and coming, no matter how. I truly believe the Democrats, it's kind of like, just to use a ridiculous analogy, maybe it's simple. It's like a cheating spouse or something, or a cheating boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. You caught them, they cheated, right? But instead of saying, you know what, I'm sorry, I'll never do that again, and I should change my life, they say, well, how did you know? How did they figure out that I was lying? You know what? I know what I'll do next time. I'll lie better. That's their mentality. Not we'll fix our behavior. I just need to fix the lie. The lie needs to be more watertight. That's their behavior. That's why we're never going to stop. I'm doing this for you, me, my kids, my grandkids, and my grandkids' grandkids'. And I hope you'll join me. Subscribe and follow. It's free, for crying out loud. Sign up for our free newsletter. It's in the pinned comment and description. It's free, for crying out loud. This is not free, but it makes an awesome gift. And it's just an awesome thing. Our Made in the USA Nez Nation Patriot merch designs. You can find our shop in the link in the pinned comment. We have everything: hats, hoodies, shirts, mugs, you name it. Sweatshirts, things for your animals, your pets, your dogs, mouse pads, everything in the most original designs. in the pinned comment. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. Tap my face right there to subscribe and follow. Again, it's free. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.